Today in Northern Ireland again we are mourning the murder of 2 British soldiers. Murdered by the IRA. The precise flag of convenience used on this occasion isn't the issue. The fact is that militant republicanism has returned to its bloodthirsty pursuit of its campaign against the British connection in Northern Ireland. The background is interesting because only 24 hours before, Martin McGuinness was railing against the Chief Constable for daring to want to bring in special surveillance units so as to try and curb the activities of militant Republicans. And yet, within a few hours of that, 2 British soldiers lay dead. Not, of course, that Mr. McGuinness would shed any tears over that. And indeed, when it came to the weasel words of Sinn Fein after the event, they took refuge in all sorts of ambiguous language, seeking to avoid condemnation, seeking to avoid condolence, because the truth is, they do not express condolence for the murder of British soldiers, underscoring in my mind the continuing reality of their unfitness for government. And yet these are the people who sit in Stormont as joint equal First Minister with 3 convicted terrorists as ministers in government, and demand that an assembly and executive in which they hold sway should have policing and justice powers devolved. Today's events are a timely reminder in that sense of just how politically unacceptable and foolish it would be to ever devolve policing and justice to such an assembly and to such an executive. My thoughts and prayers are with the families of the 2 soldiers so brutally done to death by wicked terrorists. And of course we do have to ask the question, whose guns were used? I venture to say that in all probability they were the guns of the provisional IRA. I further would say, in all probability, they were trained by the provisional IRA because the manner in which they stood over to finish the execution of those they had gunned down is indicative of hardened terrorists. So who trained them? Who equipped them? And who is prepared to benefit politically from their dastardly exploits? None other, I fear, than Sinn Fein IRA.